Hey everybody, welcome to the Halloween episode of the Wild Review Rewild. It's our Halloween special, isn't that fun? Wasn't it like last year when I had a nice little Halloween setup and was talking a lot about Halloween stuff? Didn't that just happen? I know the set wasn't like this, it was much better. Although we got a green screen to fix that. To start off today's very spooky episode of Rewild, I would like to tell a totally true, scary story. Ooh! Once upon a time, there was a young man who enjoyed making videos and decided to do a series where he rewatches some of his old material and comments on them now. For one of those videos, to use the green screen to make it look like he was on a beach. So he found some B-roll stock footage of a beach that he downloaded, and the download was giving him an extremely hard time, and before he knew it, his computer was slowly getting infected by malware. At least I'm pretty sure that's what might have happened. I can't think of anything else that would cause it to get malware, but that download was pretty fishy. I'd been using that site for a while when it comes to downloading stock footage and B-roll. I don't know why it gave me a problem now. But the computer had malware, which meant everything had to get backed up, and he was not allowed to use the computer, his own laptop, for a few days as he got it repaired and a new software was put in, and then there was a problem getting his applications on his computer back because it didn't upgrade. He didn't tell them to upgrade the software and catch him up to speed, so he had to spend a whole day and a half upgrading his system and putting everything back to normal. And it caused him to get very behind on the edits for this series that he started. So there's a very good chance that he may not be sticking to schedule now. What did the boy learn from this? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Wild like wild.
Hello, welcome to the Wild Review. I'm the Wild Reviewer, and welcome back to Rewild. Like I said, this is our Halloween episode, and today I thought it'd be nice to talk about something very in spirit of the spooky season. Today we're going to be looking back at a special that can scare people, but there really is nothing to be afraid of, because as we all know, everything that scares us is fake. This being, the Easter Bunny is coming to town. Let me try doing that without smirking. Hold on. That video being, the Easter Bunny is coming to town. But that's not Halloween related. I know. Remember when I talked about Blue's Big Musical and I said there was another Wild Review episode where I reviewed something very childish, and I think I might have gone a little too hard on it? That's this one! For season 1, I, oddly enough, did an Easter special, and I talked about the Rankin Bass short/special, The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town. Rankin Bass, as a lot of you may know, they are a stop-motion company, or at least they were. They produce stop-motion films. I'm pretty sure they're no longer in business. I think they're defunct. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard the name Rankin Bass before. They're mostly associated with their Christmas films. They did films such as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and The Year Without a Santa Claus and Santa Claus is Coming to Town and The Little Drummer Boy, which out of those 4 is the only one I have never seen. But sometimes Rankin Bass will attempt different holidays, and in this case they attempted to do a Easter special. That's all I'm going to say about Rankin Bass themselves, because I did not prepare a history lesson on them for this video. They may have done more Easter specials, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up as well. Fun fact, The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town was not my original Easter video that I wanted to do, or at least a video about the Easter Bunny. I actually wanted to do a review on Here Comes Peter Cottontail, but within like the first 10 minutes, I didn't have any jokes, I didn't have any comments to make, any sarcastic wits I could do. One of the suggestions for me was the Easter Bunny is coming to town, something I'd never seen before, so I watched it. Within minutes I came up with some jokes, as a teenager would do, because again, I was a teenager. I think this was the video either before or after Blue's Big Musical. But regardless, both of those can equally be seen as examples to how different the Wild Review was supposed to be, what the Wild Review was originally intended to be when I first started doing it. I definitely think, looking back on it now, I was a bit critical on it. It's an innocent children's special. It's for children. It was a cute story. I rewatched the special again. I rewatched the review on it, and honestly, they're just really immature jokes that I made. But that's the thing about life. You do stuff, you learn from them, and you move on. That's all you do. But now we're going to be critical at my critical comments, because that's what the whole point of this show is. So get your jack-o'-lanterns ready. Get your favorite Halloween plushie if you have one, or stuffed animal. What are you? A doll? Get whatever you associate Halloween with together and prepare to watch me talk about an Easter special. It's the holidays after all. Let us now dive in to this rewild as we rewild The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town. This is I'm just realizing now this is a very awkward setup. Like, I don't think the computer is too far away from me. Jack, I'm gonna have to, you okay? Can we do that? Well, it looks like you're just chilling now, and this is... I wanted this to look nice. Can I put you over here? Let's put you over there. And Jack, sorry, I gotta do this. Let's just have you lean up there. There we go. All better, just like my laptop. So it doesn't actually start off in a stop-motion world. It actually starts off as a live-action news report. Because when you were a kid, there'd be a news report on TV saying the Easter Bunny's coming to town. And it would just show people working instead of the Easter Bunny. Because, that made sense. I don't know what I had a problem with. Why did I not enjoy the news opening? Because it felt out of place? I mean, I guess I get it. You don't normally see something like that, but again, this was a different time. This was, what, was this like the 70s? When did this come out? It was a different time period. I wasn't born yet. They did things differently.
Well, this time I've got a load of Easter eggs, jelly beans, and of course tons and tons of mail. All for the Easter Bunny. Why, he gets almost as much as Santa. And every year...
Wait, what? Since when was this a thing? Since when could you start writing to the Easter Bunny? What would you write to him about? Like, what you didn't get for Christmas? Like, you're gonna write down the toys that you didn't get from Santa? It doesn't even make sense anyway if you're gonna write to him. I mean, at least with Santa, we know where he lives. We know what he does. We don't know anything about the Easter Bunny. We don't know where he lives. We don't know where to send the letters, so how are we gonna know? Yeah, that one I don't know about. That... Since when can you write to the Easter Bunny? I don't ever recall doing that. I never wrote to the Easter Bunny. And I don't know anybody who does write to the Easter Bunny. That's not a thing. If that was something that happened back then, which I didn't take in consideration, that's interesting, but it's very uncommon. And so that's how this story's going down. We're gonna learn how the Easter Bunny's the Easter Bunny. Yay. I look very uninterested. I just look like I didn't want to do this. But I know I had good intention. I knew, when doing this episode, I knew this was oh, this is what I wanted. This is what I want the Wilds Review to be, and yet I look so uninterested in what I'm doing. That fascinates me.
You'll be okay, won't you, Chugs? You know I will, you know I will, you know I will.
No, you won't. That sound that you heard, folks, that is my old ringtone.
You know I will, you know I will.
It went off during my recording of the movie. Sorry about that.
He'd usually show up on holidays, and if it was Christmas, he'd take all the kids' toys. If it was, say, Halloween, he'd take their pumpkins. And if it was somebody's birthday...
Oh, wait, go back.
Was, say, Halloween, he'd take their pumpkins.
Okay, Since when is there a thing such as a Halloween tree? Is that really a tree, though? Is it? I remember when I first saw that specific scene, I thought it was a Halloween tree, but the more I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like it. It just looks like some people were hanging jack-o'-lanterns on trees. That doesn't... I guess that would be considered a Halloween tree, but the more I'm looking at it, they didn't really do a full... They didn't do a full shot of what the tree is. Why are the jack-o'-lanterns on the tree? It's now also dawning on me, I'm not wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing in the video. I'm wearing my Nightmare Before Christmas shirt, which I always wear on Halloween. I wore it in the Halloween series, because it's my Halloween shirt. Oops. Alright, let's see how this idea holds up. So one special morning, a group of kids are watching the sun rise when they notice a little bunny.
It's a baby bunny. We won't hurt you, little fellow.
So they decide to name the little crying rabbit Sunny because he got excited when he saw the sun. And they decided to adopt him as the city's pet. I don't know why I didn't bring this up, but they just found the bunny sleeping. They just kind of took the bunny. Why didn't I make a comment about that? They just took that rabbit. They took him while he was sleeping. Didn't even consider that the bunny may have a mother or a father. They straight up took him. They're kidnappers. Kidnappers. Though over time we see Sunny start to grow up a little faster than all the kids and actually start acting like a kid. And he had the ability to talk. And I guess he's gained so much of intelligence that now the kids make him the mayor. Because when my pet starts talking, I make him the mayor.
And I say Kidsville's got to expand. We've got to send the things we make to the outside world and get the things we need in exchange.
Yep, that happened. Making the bunny the mayor of the town. You've taken him from his rightful home, taught him how to speak, and then you made him the mayor. I feel bad that I was harsh on this film, but that doesn't mean it wasn't weird. At the same time, it's got like a little fairy tale vibe to it. I can definitely see this being something in a children's book. I mean, it's cute. It's a cute little story element. It is a little strange, though.
Girls, if you please.
Really? What a question to ask us. I mean, did you ever? Let's tell it like it was, girls.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? What a silly riddle. Just like asking who came first, the pussycat or the fiddle.
The chicken was first, that we can prove with a little Bible lesson. When Noah took the animals on the ark, that sure fixed the progression.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? What?
I'm still not a fan of the chicken song.
Farewell, kids. I'm off to...
Where?
Well, I'll find something.
Yeah, and these kids made him the leader. On his journey, he runs into a man named Hallelujah, who might be drunk.
Where are you bound?
I don't know.
Been there a lot of times. Best part is you never have to worry about getting there on time.
The names are a bit odd in this. There's Kidsville, there's the town of Town. I get why the bunny was named Sunny, because they found him on a sunny morning. I never met a guy named Hallelujah, but I understand why he was named that. And Gadzooks. Big old Gadzooks. Once in town, he walks into an old man who states that town is the most boringest place ever. They're not allowed to have fun, there isn't any color, and children are illegal. Okay. The town is also ruled by a 7-year-old boy and his aunt. Though the king's aunt, who is known as the queen in this town, is not that great, and she wants him to set a good example by eating his beans. That kid may be the ruler of this town, but the aunt is the one in charge. The aunt is the duchess, she's really the one that calls the shots. Looking at it now, I don't know why the child was even put in charge in the first place, if he's just going to be talked down to by the Duchess. Also, I got a question. If that town of children, if they grow up, where do they go? Do they stay where they are? Are they allowed to stay in Kidville once they grow up? These are questions I should have asked.
Eat your beans. That's all anybody eats in this kingdom. Beans, beans, and more beans. I think beans are sufficient.
Beans? Beans aren't that bad. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. I like beans with rice. The other night I had rice with beans and shrimp. That's a good meal. Oh, whoa! What? No, you can't do that. No! Yeah, I guess the timing of that specific action and the way it was shot, I'm with you there. It's that seemed a bit odd.
Well, if everybody felt that way, we'd probably still be eating leaves and flowers. Somebody has to be first, you know? The first man to eat an oyster.
Why are there so many musical numbers in this? I get it's a holy holiday and you sing songs because you're Catholic, but I mean, I don't think it's needed. This is something I want to discuss. In this particular episode, I bring up how I'm not a big fan of musicals. I am a fan of musicals. Something like this, where they've just been doing song after song and not telling the story, it can get to you at times. I saw Singing in the Rain a few years after this, which is a great film. If you haven't seen Singing in the Rain, I'd highly recommend it. But I will say it does get a little tiring when it comes to the singing and dancing. The actors are extremely talented. They can sing, and the dancing is amazing. I love that about the film, but I'll admit it does get tedious at times. I do wish that everybody would just calm down, let's stop with the musical numbers, and let's actually tell a story. I don't hate musicals, I actually like musicals, and I liked them back then. I think I was just sticking on with the joke that there is a song after song, which is something that I do personally feel is an issue when it comes to musicals. When's the right time to do a song and then do a scene? You can do song after song, but it gets very tiring, and you just want to listen to the story. You don't want to hear music. You just want to listen to the story and see how it's going. With that said, I don't have a problem with musicals. Clearly he does, but he's putting on an act. He's exaggerating everything. So stop it!
Ooh, isn't that pretty?
Ooh, isn't that pretty?
Yeah, then you sort of look concerned and say, seems a shame to eat it.
Seems a shame to eat it.
Then you kind of think it over, and you say, heck, that's what Easter eggs are for.
Heck, that's what Easter eggs are for.
Yeah. Then you sort of peel the colored shell off, and if you're a real Easter egg expert, you keep it all in one piece.
I'm an expert. I'm an expert.
Alright, you're an expert at peeling. Alright, pretty good. Pretty good. But the Queen walks in and scares Sonny out, and wants a law. What the hell was that all about? Alright, pretty good. Are you gonna axe the kid? He just peeled an egg. Relax. But this time, instead of a bad thing happening, a good thing happens as everybody presents Gadzook with a present. Clothing! Because he's naked.
For me?
Now you can be all pretty for Easter, honey bear.
He starts crying and saying this is the best gift that he's ever gotten, but he thought that everybody hated him, which leads into a song on how everybody loves him. Okay. I don't really see the problem here. 5 years later, after doing this in particular video, I'm starting to notice that majority of all my comments are a bunch of crap. There's nothing wrong with that scene. He's fine. It was your typical character arc of a so-called bad person in the film suddenly becoming good, and he becomes friends with everybody. That's fine in a story like this. It's a children's story. It's an Easter story. I don't know what you have a problem with. Me?
More Easter eggs. Sound the alarm. Get the children and that rabbit.
I often wonder with these stop motion films if they put the camera really close to the puppet, which is probably really hard to animate it then. You know, rather than just building a bigger version of this woman's head. That wouldn't seem logical. I think that just putting the camera in front of the puppet's face make things a little easier.
Up with his head! Yes! Hey, give me a foot.
So he comes back into town and everybody's happy to see him. And the king gives him authority to come in whenever he likes, but the queen disagrees.
I give you carte blanche. Do anything you wish. For the Easter Bunny must not come to town next year.
I think it's safe to say that I think this queen hates everything.
That's the character. That's who the character is. You're just stating a fact. But I guess this brings up a discussion. Why does she hate everything? And it makes me often wonder when I see characters like this, like what happened to them as a child that made them act like this? Does she not like color and fun? Was she raised a certain way? Was she once part of Kidsville, but because she grew up, she now has to be an adult? Is this how adults are in this world? These are questions that I should have asked.
So on their next trip, Gadzook helps him out, but the guards make him trip, and he ends up breaking his toe. Wait, that's his toe? That's a big toe.
That is a pretty big toe. Maybe foot would have been the right phrasing. Maybe foot would have been the right body part there. You literally have a cast around his entire foot, which can only tell me that his foot broke, not his one toe. Even though Gadzook's is ginormous, but still, that is a pretty big cast for one little toe.
And then we go, oh god, a song.
Buzzing up the beat where the lemonade springs and a bluebird sings in the big rock candy mountain.
That's not lemonade.
Oh, no. I knew that joke was coming too. No, I remember when I remember that joke. I remember when I made that joke. I thought it was funny at the time. Oh. Oh.
So in order to travel on these tracks, they need a train, which leads us into Thomas the Tank Engine world.
Why, I'm the 20th Century Limited. And I'm the Super Duper Chief. And I deliver coal to Newcastle. Don't bother us, little bunny.
You know, come to think of it, this very bright and happy Easter special for children, it's got a few dark moments. Rankin Bass does a great job, not only with just the work that they've done in regards to the stop motion stories they've told, but they do a really good job also balancing the happy light moments and then dark scary moments. This train scene is not necessarily dark and scary, but it is a bit dark, not just with the colors that we see on the screen, but just in general. It looks like this is a worn down train station and everybody is just completely miserable and rude. And then you got the Duchess, who's acting like a dictator. It's Easter. Jesus came back today.
After all the trains disagree to help him, they then run into a dirty, crusty old chug. And
I'm sitting in the station.
come on! What? No! You can't do that. No. You're not Disney. You don't go into a song every minute. You have breaks.
This is more proof to show that I have yet to see Singing in the Rain. It's a good film.
Think you can manage it? Sure is hard. Sure is hard. Sure is hard.
That's what she said. Yeah. Yeah, I did specify that the Wild Review is a family-friendly show, right? I mean, if you scroll down to the comments, you'll see there are none, because this video is for kids. And you can't leave comments on YouTube videos for kids. I actually... I classified this as for children. I should really figure out a way to, like, turn it off. I did this in fear that, like, my channel would get deleted. Remember when that happened in, like, 2019? Oh, I forget what it's called. I forget what they were calling it. But there was, like, this whole thing where, like, if your video included certain elements, it was going to be deemed for children. Or potentially taken off the site, or something. I don't think that last bit's right. Either way, I did this out of fear that something would happen. I think I should fix that.
What do we do now?
Get lots of salt
Salt? For what?
for all them nummy Easter eggs we're gonna get to eat.
Wait, what's going on? Wait, what's with the cutting for the running scene?
This, just like the close-up, there's weird cutting elements. I will say I found that pretty weird. I don't know why we have the same scene and you just see her running and then she jumps over here, but then it jumps over here. Like, I don't get it. I've never understood that about this film. Why didn't you just do a smooth chase scene? I think that would have been completely fine.
And that was The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town. Could have been better, you know. It's, like I said, I have mixed feelings about it, so we're gonna go ahead and say it's an okay film.
Oh! Oh! Look at that! He gave it an okay rating. We saw that coming, right? You probably thought it would have been a bad rating. If I have to rate this again, I would change it. I would not say it's an okay film. I'd say it's a pretty good film. That's what I would say. It's a good film. It's a good little movie. This special, along with Blue's Big Musical, are, at least to my knowledge, the only pieces of media aimed for extremely little children that I ever talked about on the Wild Review. And I'm very thankful on that, especially when it came to this particular era of the Wild Review, because I just didn't care. I was throwing comments everywhere and just making fun of things. I think around this time I was like 16, 15, 16. I don't remember when exactly I filmed the video, but I was in that age range regardless. So, I mean, you know how teenagers are like that, especially when it comes to children's media. I think I mentioned this in the Blue's Clues Rewild. At that age, you just think too much into children's content. Something deemed so innocently, like Dora, for an example. At that age, it's very easy for you to think of a messed up scenario as to why Dora is the way she is, why she can talk to all those animals. It's very easy. I was able to do it within seconds. I definitely think it's a common thing to look too much into children's media for the little ones. And I gotta specify the difference, because majority of what I talk about is children's media, like the Cartoon Network stuff and Nickelodeon. That's children's content, but that's more of an older children content. I'm talking about, like, little ones. This is clearly an Easter special for, like, a 5-year-old or maybe a 6-year-old even. So I'm very grateful I stopped talking about films like that. I'm pretty sure these are the only two. If there's more, well then hell, I'm wrong. If there's more, I'll take a look at them probably, maybe somewhere down the line. But in terms of this era of the Wild Review, I think these were the only two, possibly. That's gonna do it for this spooky episode of Rewild. Hopefully you had fun watching. Hope you liked it. If you like it, give it a like. If you want to, you can check out all the other stuff that I have. I'm doing this series for a little bit. I got some other Rewilds you can check out. I'm gonna chill here in my Halloween-themed area for a while, because it is Halloween after all. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular video, what you thought about my thoughts, my comments on my comments. What were your thoughts on my original comments? What'd you think of the special entirely? Have you seen this special? I know I attracted a few people that have seen this special. They were not happy with me with my comments. Let me know what you think about that, and also leave me suggestions for any other Wild Review episodes you'd like me to check out in the future. Again, I got a few of these lined up, but I'm always up for doing more. So let me know, and I'll take a look at them if I want to. I probably will. Hope everybody has a happy Halloween, a happy Easter, and whatever holiday is next. Thanks for checking out this episode of Rewild. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching The Wild Review. I'm The Wild Reviewer, and you just saw me review a thing.
Wild like wild.
Well, I know there's batteries in here. I don't know why it's not turning on.